Hi, my name is Santiago Arias, and today I want to talk about what I think is one of the most important events in Colombia's international relations, and for me is the separation of Panama and the building of the canal. In 1903, Panama separated from Colombia with the support of the United States, which had a huge interest in building a canal to connect the Atlantic and the Pacific. Before that, Colombia had been negotiating the Herrenheim Treaty, which would have allowed the United States to build the canal, but the Colombia Senate rejected it because the terms were very unfavorable for the country. That decision didn't sit well with the United States, and shortly after, it directly supported Panama independence. In the end, Colombia lost a strategic territory and also the chance to control one of the most important trade routes in the world. In my opinion, this event is key because it reminds us of the importance of the diplomacy and knowing how to handle international interests. If Colombia had taken a different approach, maybe the history of our region would have turned out differently.
And David Mora, and looking into the next 10 years, Colombian international relations will evolve along several key fronts. First, Colombia will almost certainly remain anchored to the United States and Europe. The free trade agreement with the US and preferential access to European markets will continue shaping export, foreign investment, and even regulatory standards. This alignment means Colombia will keep benefiting from capital inflows, but it will also have to adapt constantly to the rules and expectations of its strong partners. Second, Colombia will work to stabilize relations with Venezuela and its neighbors. Cross-border trade, migration, and energy interconnection will force Bogota to maintain pragmatic diplomacy, even when political tension will rise. If the relationship improves, entire region along the border could open up again for legal commerce, reducing smuggling, and strengthening infrastructure links. Third, Colombia's OECD membership will keep raising the bar. Global standards on taxation, environmental protection, and corporate responsibility are tingling worldwide, and Colombia has committed to follow them. For business, this means stronger requirements in areas like transparency, sustainability, and labor conditions. Finally, the global economy is shifting toward nearshoring and digital services. As companies seek to move production closer to North American markets, Colombia has a unique chance to position itself as a hub for technology, logistics, and manufacturing. Success here depends one thing: whether the country can guarantee security and build reliable infrastructure. And now, the way Colombia manages its international relations when you change politics, it will directly impact how I run my business activity in marketing and global business. The first impact that I believe is on market access. With stronger trade agreements and Colombia ties to the United States, Europe, and the Pacific Alliance, my work won't be limited to the local market. I'll need to design marketing strategies that adapt to different cultural expectations, legal frameworks, and consumer behaviors. That means campaigns in English, Spanish, and maybe even Portuguese, with message tailored to audience across Latin America and beyond. The second impact for me is compliance and credibility. As Colombia follows stricter OECD standard, business like mine will need to show transparency and responsibility. For me, that means integrating ACG values, environmental, social, and governance, directly into brand strategy. Marketing won't just be about convincing customers. It will also be about proving to investors, partners, and regulators that the business meets global standards. In practice, I have to highlight sustainability in campaigns, ensure traceability in products, and be ready for audits that check not only performance but also ethics. The third impact for me is new opportunities through nurturing and digitalization. As Colombia positions itself as a hub for outsourcing and tech service, there will be demand for bilingual communication, digital marketing, and cross-border branding. For my activities, this means working with international clients, managing global teams, and learning to negotiate across time zones and cultures. The ability to solve Colombia as a reliable partner will be part of my job. And finally, there's risk management. International investors and partners will look careful at Colombia's stability. So, part of my business activity will involve building trust. That means transparent communication, crisis management strategies, and campaigns that show resilience even in uncertain times. So, in short, Colombian international relations over the next decade will expand the playground for my business, but also raise the bar. I have more opportunities to reach global markets, attract investments, and work with international partners. At the same time, I have to be more professional, more transparent, and more creative than ever before. That combination of opportunity and responsibility is what will define my business activity in the coming years.